Grüß dich, ich bin Herr Milne, and this is going to be the second episode of Common Classroom Mistakes. And so in Unit 2, I think there are two things that come up. One, and let me turn you over to the whiteboard here, is the prepositions, aus and in. And what I find is a lot of times students forget to use them and just say, ich komme Amerika, or ich wohne Detroit. And you want to be careful, because if you think about English to make a comparison there, we would say, I come from America. I live in Detroit. We want to add those two prepositions. The other mistake that comes up is students might switch them, say, ich komme in Amerika. And you want to try and remember what they mean as much as possible. You know, you wouldn't say, I come in America to mean I come from America. So it's the same thing. These two work as a set. Aus goes with komme, in goes with wohne. Something just to make a mental note of, memorize, and go on. The other thing that I think I see some mistakes with, and is something to take a note of, is the endings of the words. And we don't get too much specifically into this in this course, because the idea is that we want to teach you German as naturally as possible, just the way you learned English. You know, as a baby you weren't doing grammar drills and having people memorize things, but one of the things you might have been noticing as you work through this course is that the verb endings change. We're going to say ich komme. Sometimes you see kommt, sometimes you see kommt. You have the same thing, heiße, heißt, or heist. Wohne, wohnst, and wohnt. And just, so what you want to do is pay attention. When do you see each one of those forms? And just like English, there's a pattern to it. You know, we do the same thing in English, actually, by when we say I do or he does, I have or she has. You know, it's have and has is the same word. Do and does are the same word, but they do have a slightly different form. And just like in English, we wouldn't mix them up. In German, we're not going to mix them up either. So we wouldn't say, I has a book, or I does that. You know, we know just naturally, instinctively, that that's wrong. It's not going to totally interfere with us being understood, but we can see and understand that it's wrong. So we want to try and avoid it as much as possible, because we just want to speak as best as possible. And so what we're going to learn is that this E ending always goes with ich komme, ich heiße, ich wohne. The ST ending goes with du kommst, du heißt, du wohnst. Now notice, if you remember from the last video too, the S set already makes an S sound, so we don't put an extra S here because we already have the S set, which means two S's. But, you know, kommt, heißt, wohnt. So, Z and S gets that T, du gets that ST, and ich gets an E to start off with. So that's just something to work on remembering, do the best job you can, and make sure that you're having a great day and doing awesome.